Here we go. Hi, Nicola, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Just cooking dinner, but I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, nice to come on just to warm us all up. You're a warm-up act.
Do you want me to do a dance or something then?
Please do help yourself. Feel free. Were you on the two shoot?
No, I wasn't. It was before I joined.
Was it? Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
I can't ask you questions about that. Hi, Marta.
No.
I will be coming to you very shortly. Nicholas, Latty.
Quentin, thank you for commenting on all my posts.
Yeah, speaking of which, what's for dinner?
It is chicken and veg.
Oh, not too shabby.
No.
I've not eaten, so looking forward to that. Hi, Adrian. See you there. Right. So without further ado, so I'm going to cut you off now, Nicholas. I'm going to bring some people on there. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Thanks for coming on, Nicola, and being our warm-up act. So we're talking mainly about two, but if you have any questions, you can fire them on. I can see your questions they come on. None yet, so that's good. We're going to be talking to various people from two, and two was a fun shoot. We had a great time doing it. But let's start off with our second AD on two, whatever. Ah, Anna's here as well. Great. Stefan, you're on your side, mate.
Yes, I don't know how to set up my, let me see.
So, evening, how are you? Oh, bloody hell. I did warn everybody this could be a car crash. You're proving it to be so. So what do you remember about two?
It was great fun. It was the first time that I've been on something which has really been seriously filmed out of sequence. I remember the joys of filming very close to the Gatwick flight path.
Oh yeah, don't even talk about that. I remember that.
That's fun. We always had something like 90 seconds for a shoot. And then we saw the next plane coming in, and then we had to kind of cut out.
Yeah, this is for the people who don't know. We did I don't want to spoil too much of this, so I'm going to talk to a few people about this, but we had to do a pre-shoot, didn't we, on two? And we were shooting very close to Gatwick Airport.
Yep.
We had to stop. We used to have 30 seconds maximum take because we had the flight right in the flight path for Gatwick, so the sound went to shit every 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was miles away, yeah. So
and there was guns going off all the time as well, which was actually okay because it was right for the scene.
They fit it into the scene, though. If you watch it, or if you've seen it, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, indeed.
But there were other interesting aspects about this pre-shoot and the main shoot that we probably can come back to later, because it's quite funny. And I think on the film, if you don't look closely, you don't actually notice what we've done. But let's keep that for
a little bit later. Yeah, absolutely. No, if you haven't seen the film, of course, you can see it on our YouTube channel. Just do a search for We Make Films. I hope you've seen the film, because you've all seen it. But there's lots of people on here today who we'll be talking to. So what I'd like to do is really just get a feel for what it was like on the shoot and what you enjoyed about it, what you hated about it. The nice thing about it was summer. There was no lockdown in place, and we could hug and kiss everyone. If you remember the film, what's your best bit from the film?
Who are you asking?
You.
Oh, me. One thing I absolutely like is the drone shoot at the beginning, the way it looks. And then just because of the way it's, particularly because of the way it's edited, I love the thing about the shooting range. Because particularly the editor, I think, had done a brilliant job on that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch
up. And it was just great. From the finished film point of view, I liked the lighting in general when we were inside.
Yeah.
Where and it's again technically it's hard to explain how hot it was and how crowded, and you don't see that really on the film.
No, and we certainly don't see it now. Now, what I could do actually, hang on a minute. What I can show is there's a scene from. You can see that, can you?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a scene from inside, and there's another one. There's Carmen. Now, Carmen can't be with us. She's working in Australia at the moment, and they're now working. They're in her work hours, so she can't be with us. But yeah, it was hot, very hot.
Yeah.
Middle of summer as well. All right, Stefan, I'm going to cut you loose. I'm going to go through quick succession. Thanks very much for your input.
No worries.
Speak to you soon.
Yep.
Cheers, mate. Right, let's get some people in here. Who am I going to have? Well, why not? Let's have Anna. Anna, I'm coming to you now. Anna played Kira. She was the, Florence, I should say. Florence.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's my fault. I've actually come from the wrong Instagram. so my cover's blown.
Yeah, your cover. No, secret true.
No, it's all good.
Welcome. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, better enough. I feel as though I'm a bit stir crazy, but other than that, not too bad.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Are you working from home?
I am, but I have been all year, so there's no real change there.
Yeah, likewise for me, really. I'm decorating my office.
Ah,
Every
nice.
room. All the plaster's falling off the wall. It's great fun.
It's quite satisfying. It's a good time to do that.
Well, it is, because what I'm doing is I'm doing each room differently.
Yeah.
So each room we can use for sets. So, I mean, we've got 6 rooms there.
Awesome.
So every room is going to look completely different.
That's very cool. So you got six sets straight away, yeah.
Hopefully,
Amazing.
further applications later on, maybe.
Amazing.
So what have you been up to? What have you been shooting? You filming?
No, I haven't shot anything without you.
Yes, don't mention.
No.
No. Secret Squirrel, the next shoot. We won't talk about that at all, will you?
No, that's a secret.
Yeah.
I've been working on lots of fun things. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Frank. I'll be bringing you in later, Frank. Yeah, so that's really exciting. Something we've never done before.
Yeah.
We're probably aiming to shoot it end of March, beginning of April. COVID allowable, of course. But we can't tell any more about it, can we?
No, we can't.
But we've never done anything like it before. This is definitely a new one. Have you done anything like it before? I've written. How much am I allowed to say? I've done some things. It's about music. We can say there's music involved.
There's music involved.
Singing and
bit of singing, yeah. Well, and I've done some music, sort of filmed music before. I've also done some of the audio editing for live performance like that, and so yeah, it's quite interesting writing. I've written a few things as well for some shows, and so I'm having great fun working on it now. It's quite nice writing things to theme.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, I mean, just to fill people in a little bit, is because of COVID, we need to film in wide open spaces. So we're going to be filming in a big hall, and we won't say more about the plot because we'll be releasing that soon, hopefully. Adam, one of your...
So I was going to say, a lot of my friends seem to be joining. This is hilarious. So, this is why I'm supposed to go through the alter ego. That's so funny.
Yeah. All right. So you're looking forward to that.
Yeah,
What's
really.
Your memories of two. What's your favourite bit of the film?
Well, my favourite bit to shoot was probably the dramatic scene between PJ and Kira, because you've got a real hook. It was the first shoot I'd done with you guys, so it was really, really good fun, and a great. I mean, it was quite sort of baptism of fire because I had to come in and sit on the floor crying for 5 hours or something, and try. You know, when you've got this really fun team of people around, that was something I really had to get my head around. You know, trying to stay really in a kind of distressed, sad zone when all I wanted to do was sort of muck around with the car, with the crew and the cast.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a problem with remake film shoots. Really, for the actors, it's a real problem. I think staying in that moment.
Yeah, and it's a funny one because you want to be really at ease with everyone, but it's almost harder to act once you're friends. You almost need that barrier of like, we're not actually that close. So you want to be really close, and that's one of the amazing things about doing it, because everyone's very welcoming and not judgy, and so it kind of leaves lots of space for people trying out different roles without necessarily loads of experience. But at the same time, on the acting side, it's quite hard once you've broken that barrier. And you often hear about sort of great actors very much like going into their fans and shutting the door or whatever. And keeping it very separate, because that was something that I really did feel was very difficult, not to get kind of smiley and chatty again when you're sitting there being like, I've got to pretend I've just accidentally killed someone. So, you know.
Yeah, accidentally.
Well, deliberately, but then, you know, didn't know they were coming to nick my jewels.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I think method acting, I think Max was saying, yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. I think that's probably the hardest part for any actor or actress, isn't it? To stay in that moment.
I would imagine so. For me, I mean, I think by contrast, like really dramatic scenes are easier to act than something quite deadpan. Like, for instance, the scene where it was just, I think actually the shooting scene is quite the clay pigeon shooting scene.
Yeah.
Partly because I didn't have anyone to act against, because we filmed them on separate days. So that was that's quite hard, not having anyone to have a normal conversation with. But also saying normal things just normally is actually harder than, you know, falling down on the floor and being very dramatic. I find personally, because you have a bit more of a hook and a bit more continuity. Like the scene was slightly longer with the dramatic scene, so you could really build into it and have a full conversation. Whereas, when it's very isolated and there isn't a lot of emotion, that's actually weirdly harder.
No reaction between you and anyone else. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. No, I found that a bit harder. But I imagine the person who was also playing opposite me on the other day when I wasn't there had the same problems.
We're about to hear from her. I'm going to her next. So you're standing. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. Okay, great stuff. Well, thanks, Florence.
Not at all. Always a pleasure.
I find it really confusing because there's quite a lot of people in WeMakeFilms that have different stage names, and I'm always getting it wrong. I could never be a spy. No.
Neither can I. Don't worry. I'm clearly not very good at holding my cover. So. But I'm very much looking forward to the next shoot as well. So thanks for always having me along.
We're a bit still crazy, aren't we? Yeah. Great stuff. All right, and thanks ever so much.
Not at all. Thanks.
Speak to you soon.
Yeah, speak to you soon.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm back to reject you.
Okay.
I can't.
Oh, what do I do?
Yes, I can. Here we go. There we go. Right. Well, thanks, Anna. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do straight over to Marta, who plays her stand-in.
Is it working?
How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, fine. You look absolutely immaculate.
Thank you.
You've gone even blonder with your hair now.
Yes, I think it's going blonder day by day.
You'd be no good as a stand-in this time, would you?
No.
Talk to us about acting when you're not playing against someone, i.e. when you're doing the stand-in bit. Because you were Anna's stand-in for that part of the shoot, weren't you?
Yes.
You, amazingly, did a brilliant job at that. And I don't think anyone even noticed. So tell me, what was it like?
To be honest, I watched a short film shortly after it went for us, I think, on WeMakeFilms for the members, and I didn't even realize it was me.
No.
On the background. I was like, oh my God, that was brilliant. The hair, everything. I know it was a real struggle to get because the hat wanted to fall off just every 5 minutes. So I remember
you had that ponytail on, didn't you?
Yes. So yeah, I remember we had to use like 100 hairpins with Gemma to keep it intact.
And didn't the the wig bit all frizz up or something? Wasn't there a problem with the wig?
Yes, and then we used the hairspray as well to match the color at the front bit of my hair.
It was fun, wasn't it? It was a nice day. And we had to keep stopping every 30 seconds for the bloody cameras, for the planes. It drove me mad. But it came out all right, didn't it? What's your favourite bit of the film?
Of course, the scenes I was in it. No, I couldn't miss this. I couldn't miss this. But yeah, my favorite, there were a couple of bits. I think, was it Sean who did the SFX?
Yeah, he's the one who screwed me up trying to get in. I'm texting desperately to try and get him in.
But it was amazing. It was an amazing job. I didn't see it, of course. I just only seen it in the short film, and I watched it in the video. But the SFX job was really good. The shotgun wound.
Oh, the shotgun wound. Yeah, well, hopefully if I can get the bugger on, I'll have him talking about that in a little while.
Yeah, and the bit on the beginning with the drone, that was really cool. Yeah.
But it was funny, all those shots, you could see us in the drone shot, you could see all the crew standing there. So we only used a few bits of them.
And I remember we were hiding in the bushes and under trees, so we wouldn't be in the shot.
That's right. Yeah, we were hiding behind that thing. Hide, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit fun. And it was stonking hot as well. It was lovely.
Yes.
Lassie's saying, I like the shock face scene on the phone. What's that? What was a shock face scene?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. When I was listening into their conversation in the car. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So you're in several scenes on the bed, on the bench outside, and of course in the original as a stand-in. My favourite bit with you, it was definitely on the bench when you were spilling the beans.
Yeah, it was
dirt on PJ.
Scene when I was on the patio scene when I was spilling the beans.
Yeah, and drinking the wine. I seem to recall the wine bottle kept getting lower and lower and lower.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't deny or confirm anything.
It's all for continuity. You had to keep topping it up, wasn't it? That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Florence's glass. I can't remember. I can't. I'm sorry.
What are you doing now? Are you doing any filming lately?
Well, I did shortly after two. I did actually, I think a couple of short films, and I did modeling jobs. I mean, one of my friends, a makeup artist friend, was asking me to be her model for a body painting project. So it was quite fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Was it a bit risky?
Yeah, you could say that. It's there is a couple of pictures on Instagram, but it was a brilliant experience. And actually, last year, if it wasn't for COVID, that would have been the year for me, because I had a couple of short films lined up. Again, another modeling job. So my diary was booked. No. For 6 months, and I was devastated that all of them were postponed to this year. So even I had some things going on, and I felt like, yes, yes, this is my year. COVID came. Yeah.
So next year, so it'll be this year will be your year, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I really, really hope so.
Great stuff. All right. Well, thanks very much, Marcia, for coming on. Nice to hear from you again. Hopefully we'll see you again soon, right? When we get filming again.
Definitely, because it was one of my best shoots with you, and I really enjoyed it, and I really hope we can work together sometime again.
Yeah, definitely. I've got a few shoots coming up. I might speak to you about actually. I've got a few shoots coming up. Not remake film shoots, but other shoots. So I might have a chat with you about that. Sounds good. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and thanks very much for coming on. Speak to you soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Right, who else we go to? Let's have a look. Who's next? Who wants to come on? Right, where are we? What about Frank? What about you, Frank? You ready? Hi, buddy. How you doing?
Hello. How are you? I'm going to turn you up because I can't hear anything. Hello.
Can you hear me? That sounds rubbish.
It's all right. I can hear you now. How are you doing? Sorry?
How's things?
Good. Busy. We finally, I was talking to you yesterday about that permit not coming through. I have officially had it come through today on my emails, which made me very, very happy to read this morning. So I'm happy about that.
So you're filming on the beach then, huh?
Definitely filming on the beach. Yeah.
Whereabouts? What beach is it?
We're filming on a beach called Climping Beach. It's along the Sussex coastline. It's about sort of an hour and a half from us.
Right.
It's not too far away. It's like by Bognor Regis, sort of. It's the Little Hampton area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it should be good. It should be good fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. You've been working all the way through this, haven't you?
Yeah. I've been one of the lucky ones to sort of, keep things going and sort of be put on the side of, shoots that are allowed to go forward. So yeah, it's been lucky enough to be still going on that stuff.
Yeah. Why has Anna said parking permit? That's a bit weird.
I don't know. That's a bloody expensive parking permit. If that's what I get, that's the only thing I'm getting. Gee.
Excuse me, sorry. What was your best bit from the two film? Because you were a DOP on that, right?
I was. That is correct.
Lattice work and the lighting and the lattice work. Because the lighting on tour, a lot of people comment about the lighting on tour being really good.
I'm glad. That makes me happy. That means I've done an all right job.
That was you had this like lattice work, didn't you, or something like that?
Yeah. So so basically, I wanted to sort of create lighting in a drama is all about creating as much shape as you possibly can with the light. So basically what we've got going on there is two 800-watt tungsten lights, and then we've just stuck some color temperature blue over it so it becomes daylight, and then it just goes through that effect to almost create like a blinds effect, which you could see. Then I think it worked.
Without that, look great. Who made that? Did you make that?
I did.
I missed that, but as long as everyone else got it,
I think everyone else heard it. I think so.
Sean just came on and screwed me up again. I don't know how he's doing it.
Don't know. He's here to sabotage. Clearly, that's what it is.
Yeah, he is. He must be a competitor or some shit. What's your favourite bit of the film, though?
Probably the most fun bit that I had was filming the clay pigeons. So they would obviously deploy the clay pigeon, and then it was my job to try and catch it mid-air, going at 1,000 miles an hour with a 135mm lens, and try and film that. And that was, I think, probably harder than actually trying to hit the target with the gun, I would imagine.
Yeah, I reckon you're probably right. Actually.
Yeah, but it was good fun. I enjoyed it.
Hey, that is being rude. Frank is not a jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, master of none. I don't know.
But what about the actual film itself? What scene do you think's come out the best?
I think probably the bridge between the interior stuff with Florence, and then as PJ or Jermaine walks off. So I think the way that it cuts between those two works really nicely. It allows the story to play out enough without, it doesn't cut together as if it's an action film. It allows it to just show what's happening, which is pretty, especially for a drama / thriller. It's pretty keen to sort of just let things play out. And I think it definitely does that in that sequence, for sure.
Yeah. What did you think towards the end of the film? Oh, sorry, not the end of the film. About the sound on that film. The reason I ask is because I'm about to bring Giovanni in.
Right.
So be polite.
It's rubbish. No.
Yeah.
I
mean, you didn't hear the rushes and the sound, but as usual, I think he's done quite a brilliant job in making
100%. Yeah.
At the sales here, really sound-wise. Although he was the sound on one of the days, he wasn't on both days.
Mm.
But with those planes going overhead all the bloody time, and then of course, when we were shooting on day 2, we were shooting on Flitter's nursery.
Yeah.
And the flipping planes started coming on there as well, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean,
Sean's in. Ray.
Sound is one of those things where it's like focus pulling, in the sense that if you make a mistake, everyone goes, "You're shit at your job." But if you do it perfectly, then no one notices. So I think that sound is something that is incredibly sort of undermined in films in general. And I think to be able to pull together, as you say, bad rushes, bad sound, and then make it like palatable, is just like, it's pretty perfect. Also, Anna has just said, "Good." Frank on the window.
About your art wank shot.
What? Yeah, that's what we did. What is that? What it was? We did the slate, and instead of having a shot number, we just put, "This is art wank, take 1."
Yeah, I mean, this actually. Let me just bring something. I think I can bring up. Instagram's a bit weird about letting me bring stuff up. Some pictures it let me show, others it won't. No, I haven't got it here, unfortunately. But yeah, that was a shot when she was upstairs by the window.
Well, yeah, it was totally by accident. It's because Carmen said, I want to see like a wide shot, and I was like, okay, we'll look out the window because it gives us a nice amount of depth. And then we noticed accidentally that Anna sat on the bed where she was. There was like a perfect, there's a perfect reflection of Anna, and I went, how can I did this on purpose. This is the wankiest shot I've ever done, but it's brilliant. It looks great. Yeah. So we just did it. We had the time to do it. So yeah. But yeah, I think the majority of the shots in this film, obviously Carmen had her vision in her head, but it was pretty key for us to. It was Ivan second operating, or was it Jay?
I can't remember, to be fair. I'd have to look it up.
One of them, but I seem to remember just what sort of literally we would watch the scene happen, and then it would just work. Like we would, be able to just see things that might not have been seen in, Carmen's head. He was blocking things out because, when you're storyboarding, you're not 90% of the time you're not going to be in, the environment. So to be able to step in there and then see it happen in front of you and go, this is going to look really cool. This is going to look really cool. I think it just works. It works.
Yeah. I think it's good. Yeah, absolutely right. And it did work. It's a good film. I love the story as well. I thought the story is quite good, but we'll get onto that a bit later when we get to some other people. But thanks for that, Frank. Really appreciate your time.
Right, no problem.
Anything you want to say before we move on? I
don't think so. Thank you for joining. I can just see lots of just like my friends has joined the thing.
Yeah,
lots of people. So hi everyone, how are you doing?
Yeah.
They've missed
Tom's on as well. Tom from Something Films.
Hi Tom.
Sean's
hi everyone.
finally got it. I'm going to bring Sean in a little bit later.
Brilliant.
Talking about the special effects and stuff. Good. All right, mate. Thanks very much. I'm going to move on now.
Cheers, Paul.
Giovanni, you're up next. Speak to you, Frank.
See you soon.
Oh, you should tell him about my office. What state does my office look in?
It looks like Paul's
Thanks, yeah.
business is going wrong, as in like you appear to have hypnotized people to go into some sort of crazed state now, because there is no paint on any of the walls.
Yeah.
Like there are upturned tables. It's like a bomb has gone off, but you know, it looks pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm looking forward to it.
thanks, Frank.
Cheers,
Good
Paul.
stuff.
See you soon.
Cheers,
Bye,
buddy.
everyone.
Bye. All right, that's great. So, next we're gonna have Giovanni. Now, Giovanni is a first-generation Italian, fantastic his job, great composer, and we're about to meet him. Hi, Giovanni. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Holy smoke! What happened to your hair?
Well, as you
Sort
can,
of long, sort of really long.
yeah, as you can imagine, I haven't been to the hairdresser. Time.
No, me neither. I've taught my wife how to cut my hair, so it's good. Gemma's waving. You have you on later on, Gemma. You'll be on for a chat, won't you? See what your hair looks like. So, Giovanni, do you remember the film?
Yes, I remember it very well, and I actually viewed it again yesterday to refresh my memory as well, because it had been quite some time. And actually really enjoyed it.
You've done loads of our films since then, haven't you? So you've done quite a few since then. Sean's saying hi to you.
Hello.
Tom's on here. Frank's on here. You know, those people anyway. But did two, because you did the sound production as well, did you both days or were you just the one?
I only did the second day.
Second, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So what presented the biggest challenge with two? Can you remember?
Well, the challenge was to nail the sound whilst avoiding the planes flying over us. Yeah, do you remember? It was quite.
Do I remember?
Quite challenging. Every 2 minutes there was one, and so that was one.
Even that ambient sound, the atmos was a nightmare, wasn't it? I had this vision of you walking right off in the fields, right to the other side of the fields, get some ambient noise. Whereas who did you have with you? Someone you had with you was, I can't remember who was with you on time. But you walked, so we're at Flitton's nursery on the Sunday, you walked right into the middle of a field.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we went there just to record a couple of long takes of background sounds, like some atmos, and we did a really good job because we took really long takes, so we could avoid all the unwanted noises and then join all the good ones all together. So that was fun, actually, even because as you well know, I don't really do this that much. I'm more of a post-production guy.
Yeah.
And recording on set was one of my first experiences, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really good experience, and the team was great. Everyone made me feel welcome, and so it was fun, and it was good.
You'll be pleased to hear I've upgraded all our sound equipment since then.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. We've got new mics and new recording, really nice piece of recording hardware. So if you come on the next... Sam?
I'm looking forward to using them.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It should make your post-production job a lot easier as well with a bit of luck.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. And
it will never peak and it will never be too low. That's the theory.
No, that really helps. Oh, so there is compression already applied in the.
Yeah, it's not something called 32-bit float.
Okay.
Which basically does some magic. I don't know. You don't know about it, but it's fantastic apparently. But anyway.
Yeah, it is.
And you do all the mixing as well. Did you do the music composition on that one?
I didn't compose the main track, but what I did was to play with the only track you gave me to sound for the whole film. Yeah. So what I did was to take little parts of the main track and play with it and filter the sound, or making it go through some effects to and replicate it and use it in other parts. So for example, what you hear in the middle of the film, whilst you know, straight after the car scene, when you see Kira shooting again, transition shot over there, I used the very first chord of that composition, but I made it sounded quite different. I made it sounded quite synthy and quite subby, quite bassy. So I cut all the high frequencies and just use the low frequencies to give some tension.
Oh, lost you there a bit. Yeah. I have no idea what you do. I've tried to do what you do, and you just perform magic as far as I'm concerned. I give you the film, and magic comes back 10 times better. Well done. Thank you very much. You should get a big round of applause from everyone for that, I tell you. Because he makes a sow's ear into a silk purse every time. Thanks ever so much, Giovanni. Great to hear from you. You're in your new place in Sutton now, aren't you?
Yes, we have moved to Sutton last summer, and yeah, we really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed it, even though unfortunately we cannot enjoy it as much as we would because of lockdown. Can't really go out, and I'm actually quite close to the film club now, so I can even cycle them. So it's quite nice. And,
we should be starting that up again soon to get out of this bloody lockdown. Buddy, thanks very much. I've taken enough of your time. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for inviting, and hello to everyone, and stay safe. And
see you soon.
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Nice meeting you. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. Are you live by me after lockdown? I'm coming round. Yeah. Okay, right. So who we have next? Who we got next? Times are wasting. So let's have a look. Right, Sean, I'm going to try and come to you now. Here we go.
Yeah, hi.
Ah, hallelujah.
I've been having an absolute mare.
Have you? Yeah, you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never going to be doing this with Instagram, is it? Of all the platforms, you've the one my phone hates the most. But that aside.
Is it? Yeah. The reason I chose Instagram was because it's much easier to do interviews with people like this than any of the others. The pain in the arse is you have to do it on your phone or iPad. I'm doing it on my iPad.
Yeah, so I've got a phone. I've got to hold it. I can't rotate it, sideways. And even if I put it into a holder, and I tried putting it into a holder and connecting it with my TV so I could look at the TV and do it that way, I just find it awkward. Yeah. I mean, considering the other ones you've done, where we've had multiple people and you've run them, you see, when I was looking at the others, Giovanni, and I was getting through, also all the notes that come up with people joining and saying hi and all that sort of thing, it covers their faces when it's busy, and so you like to see your face. Yeah, it covers my face. It's all the person you're interviewing. It doesn't cover yours because you're at the top of the phone. But so I couldn't.
Everyone now make lots of comments, please, right now, so that we hide Sean's face all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Sean, talk to us about the bullet work, right? I'm going to bring up a picture of it now. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Unfortunately, not a big picture, which is what I wanted to show.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. One of the things, when it comes to bullets, there's a couple of things. There's bullet wounds from guns and bullet wounds from shotguns. And the bullet wound from a gun, which is fine. That'll do a nice. They're easy to do, and you get a bit of wax, from from Ben Nye. That's the people that make the wax. It's sort of put it on their foreheads, flatten it out, make a bit of a hole, and fill it with fresh scab blood, which is something you buy. It's quite dark.
All right.
And it looks quite good. Then you drip some stage blood. But this one was a shotgun, and a shotgun blast is very different from making an ordinary bullet wound. For a start, you don't want to be doing it on set, necessarily live onto their body or their face, because it takes too long.
Yeah.
So you've got to really make it beforehand. So to do that, you've got to get liquid latex and start pouring it out onto a plate or a glass top and start building it up in layers. And once you've built like the skin up in layers, then you can apply wax to the liquid latex, which will be dry, and form a ridge and then start colouring it in. Now, because wonderfully a camera is 2D, when you look at it, you can cheat what I call depth of vision. So if you put in the center of it black and then a dark crimson, which is called scab blood and quite thick, and on it, so it's sort of black in the middle, getting very dark as it comes to the outside, and also rough up the edges, because a shotgun wound is not even, like a nice round bullet hole in the center of the head. It's rough because of the pellets are tearing the body unevenly. But also from the camera point of view, I would say don't linger on any wound, too much.
Yeah.
Another trick is, if I can show you, if the wound is here, you can put a pad underneath which is filled with blood, and you can spike it so that when he holds his stomach or whatever, because he's been shot, all the blood will start seeping through his fingers. Yeah. Have lots of blood where you can. Just pour it all over the wound, because it's a big, it'll bleed quite a bit to start with. It's a shotgun wound.
I don't know if you can see on your screen, Sean, but I've got a picture of. I can
see it. Yeah.
Now, we built that up with tissue paper, didn't we, in liquid latex?
You did. The tissue paper is very useful because you can pick at the tissue paper and tear it, which is more what a shotgun pellet will do to the skin. It's a very, it's not a clean wound. It's a slower velocity than, I'd say, a bullet from a rifle or even some guns. And you've got to sort of replicate it as near as possible. It was blood is a great, cover up of these things, and it's amazing how much blood you actually need for people. So I couldn't believe how much she was bleeding. It was blood all over the floor, and some of the people actually go right over the top. But the body contains about 6-8 pints, of blood, and you will lose quite a lot quite rapidly. Yeah, and you've got to remember to bring blood as well, because depending on how they are and where they were shot, you're going to need extra to put on the floor. You're going to need extra to flick on the walls if they allow it. But also, as you did yourself, Paul, when you were responsible for that, do 2 of them. You've got to have 2, because anything can go wrong, and it does. If there's somehow the actor does something, or it has to be shot again, or someone disrupts it. You know, you sometimes, as you know,
Yeah.
you have to redo a scene, even a dead person's scene, and yeah, you got to have duplicates of everything, and that includes yeah, the shotgun blast, which you stick on. Yeah, it's easier to have it all done on a bit of latex, come in, cut it, cut the, you know,
Yeah.
close open and stick it on. It saves a lot of time, and time is so important on a film set.
And that's exactly what we did, of course. And we made two, or I made two under your expert tutelage. I made two. And you can see here the effect of what it looked like live on set.
Yeah.
There wasn't that much blood because she was long dead before she got put on the carpet. But that was the sort of the end result that we showed.
Yeah, that's fine. And I know on this particular shoot, you weren't free to pour blood all over the floor or underneath to have it seep. But traditionally, a shotgun wound wouldn't go right through a person's torso. Yeah, it would make a 4-inch hole that you could get your fist in.
Yeah.
Depending on how you how close you were. But that's the whole thing about when you're doing a shotgun wound, as opposed to a bullet wound. All bullet wounds are roughly the same size, depending on the caliber of bullet.
Yeah.
But a shotgun wound varies tremendously from how far you are away, or the person that's sort of shooting them. Exactly, and it goes from a nasty hole, if you're close, to really just loads of speckles where the pellets go out at different the velocity and the angles they go, because shoot someone with a shotgun far away, they look like they caught the measles. Yeah, all things being equal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot worse.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
no, that was a good job by you.
Yeah, but it was a bit of fun. Thanks very much. I actually sold the second one on eBay for 13 quid. So, but why not? Anyway, buddy, I'm going to cut you loose now. Thanks ever so much for coming on.
Okay, pleasure.
And been very instructive. And it was very useful on that day. I'm looking forward to making my next one.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so nice to meet you.
Sure.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
So for now, we're going to call it a day. Shame Jermaine's not here, but never mind. And we'll see you all next week, maybe. Hope you've enjoyed it. Cheerio.